Good morning, my friend. It is Sunday, April 29th, and it's early, but it's not as early as it's supposed to be. It is 6:17 a.m. Pacific time. And if you've been following the 24 Hours of Action podcast over the last 4 days, you know that I'm supposed to be done with this at 5:45. I was writing my blog post this morning and got completely sucked into the vortex of editing and looking up some references on other websites. And when I came up for air and looked at my phone, it was 5:47. I was afraid this would happen. I mentioned this actually over the last couple of days, that I sort of felt myself going down this black hole with my blog. And today it actually happened, and it bit me, and I had a complete fail today on getting my podcast, blog, and video done and uploaded by 5:45. Part of the 24 Hours of Action is learning and sharing my experiences and sharing my wins and losses. Today was a big loss, and what am I going to do about it? I am going to make sure I set a timer tomorrow, a hard stop time, probably of around 5:25, maybe 5:30 for my blog, and it's going to be pencils down. I didn't do that today. I had no sort of time constraint, and guess what? Without time constraint, the task overflowed well beyond the time that I should have given to it. So live and learn, my friends. And coincidentally, the topic that we're gonna discuss today is about living and learning. And it's coincidental. I said I certainly didn't fail on purpose just to share with you, but because I did fail, I got to share that with you, and then also share the takeaway, the action I'm going to take moving forward to make sure that same mistake doesn't happen again. I was introduced virtually through a podcast to a gentleman named Ray Higdon, who is an author and a marketing coach, and he has a recipe for success in his own business, and that concept is invest, learn, and teach. You invest in yourself, you commit some time or money to learning a new skill or gaining expertise on a subject, and then once you've gained that expertise, you teach it to others. And it's that third piece, that teach piece, that's often neglected in this world. We're always learning, we're always investing something, whether it's time or money or both, into learning new skills. But very few people actually take the time to go back and teach what they've learned to others. Whether it's we value our own or undervalue our own expertise or our ability to influence others, I'm not quite sure, but there's a lot of people, I think, with a lot of knowledge, a lot of value to add to this world, who just don't take the time to teach. They just don't consider, either they don't consider themselves experts, or they don't consider their knowledge valuable. What I am here to advocate for is that your knowledge, your expertise is insanely valuable, regardless of where you are on your journey. Even if you're only at step 2 of a 20-step journey, or of accomplishing a 20-step goal, there's somebody, and perhaps a lot of somebodies, who are still stuck on step 1, and you could share with them the knowledge, the expertise, the wins, the losses, the takeaways, the lessons, to help them get from step 1 to step 2 faster than you did, and faster than they would without your help. And that is huge, huge value in taking the time to go back and teach what you know, and really help make the change that you want to see in the world. Like for example, my area of expertise is family travel. And also over the course of building Dramatic Travels and spending time with my podcast guests and just really immersing myself in this family travel community, I've learned so much in a short amount of time. And part of my commitment to my audience, my listeners of my other podcast, Dramatic Travels, is to share those lessons and to share parts of my journey. Because I don't know, you never know who's out there listening who might take some lesson to heart and apply that lesson in their life and go on to do something great. So I don't want to miss out on an opportunity to share my knowledge, whether it's just something tactical about how I'm growing my podcast, or just personal life choices that I make along the way to help kind of facilitate the balance between my personal life and my professional life. And then the podcast, there's things that I learn every single day through wins and losses, and and giving back and sharing those things, I think could add a lot of value to the lives of my listeners. And so that's why I do it. And it's the same with this podcast. This is a daily journey towards accomplishing a singular goal of creating consistent, valuable content, in this case, daily content. And there's just no way that I'm going to go through this 24 days without learning a lot. And my commitment to you, again, is to give that back, to share those wins, share those losses. So hopefully you can apply those to your journey and get to that next step just that little bit faster from something you learned from me, from my journey. Happiness to me is really not about getting what you want. It's about giving what you have. And I know that sounds corny, so let me just explain it a little bit. Giving what you have, everybody has something kind of burning inside you, something unique, something valuable, some skill set, something you do